Traders, there is a huge difference between fundamental news and data report. What most of you refer to as fundamental news is data reports. For instance, CPI is coming out, NFP, PMI, so many of these things, so many of these reports that you find on, durable goods, all of these things, they are data reports. They are not news. They are data reports compiled usually by Bureau of Statistics, right? And then the central bank looks at that. Anyway, that's not what I'm getting to. But fundamental news, for instance, is, let's say Donald Trump announces that China is going to be hit with additional tariff. That is fundamental news. Let us say, for instance, they had a conversation or a negotiation in Geneva, and then an announcement comes out that, oh, we've had a good conversation. Now, by virtue of the conversation that we had, we are going to drop tariff down from 140 or whatever percentage to 30%. That is some news. That is news. So there's a huge difference. So, but the problem is most traders look at those data reports and think that that is fundamental news. And then what really now has an impact more in the market is the news, the fundamental news that comes out. That is, for instance, like what happened when DeepSeek came out and it was announced that, there was DeepSeek and, it was a lot cheaper to make. They made it far cheaper. They made it, a lot of it propped up, and then the stock market sold off. Tech stocks were hammered that week. That's an announcement. That is fundamental news. So you cannot look at data reports and say that, oh, that is fundamental news. So these are two different things. But the problem is a lot of traders tend to mix these things up. And when you mix it up, that is where you have a problem. So of course, you take that, you want to always keep your eye on those ones and see what's going on in the world. Geopolitics, you must keep your eye on geopolitics. You're looking at geopolitics, you are looking at, the data report that is coming out, and the data report, how to use, in fact, I'm not even going to get into how to use data report because I can't do it in this video. This video is supposed to be short. And then you're looking at data reports, and most importantly, you're looking at your technical analysis using a consistent way of trading. That is how you arrive at some very, very good trading strategy. And of course, I hope you now understand the difference between the fundamental news and the data report. Fundamental news is not data report. Data report is not fundamental news. These two things are very, very different. I'll see you on the next one. Please follow me, because guess what? You might not just see me again. This is social media, right? So see you on the next one. Cheers.